Yeah.
All right. Well, let's. In any other week, I would have talked a lot more about what's going on in Davos too. The tinfoil thinking that we continue to entertain would tell us that all this shooting stuff is a distraction from Joe Biden's continuing destruction of the country, a distraction from the world's foremost globo homos gathering in Davos to plot the new world order at the World Economic Forum. And I'd like to think that nobody would resort to such things as distractions, but they'll remind you themselves momentarily they don't have a lot of respect for your basic rights. So I wouldn't put it past certain people either. Early in the week, outside of the event, Jack Posobiec was detained, that was the report, by World Economic Forum police. They have their own police force, as you can see on the patch. The officers were not willing to explain why when questioned on video at the scene. PolitiFact fact-checked it and said Posobiec was not, in fact, detained. He was only surrounded and questioned. PolitiFact says the World Economic Forum police were doing a normal patrol and had reason for interacting with Posobiec, but would not provide that reason. In any case, Jack was free to go shortly after the encounter. What went on inside was much more troublesome. Of course, you had the gang led by World Economic Forum founder and executive chairman Klaus Schwab talking about how he and his powerful friends will shape the future, rather. And shaping that future might mean, what else? Rethinking your rights. Australian e-safety commissioner Julie Inman Grant says we may need to recalibrate freedom of speech. Here are a couple of those clips.
The future is not just happening. The future is built by us, by a powerful community as you here in this room. We have the means to improve the states of the world, but two conditions are necessary. The first one is that we act all as stakeholders of larger communities, and second, that we collaborate. And this is the reason why you find many opportunities here during the meeting to make progress related to specific issues on the global agenda.
We have increasing polarization everywhere, and everything feels binary when it doesn't need to be. So I think we're going to have to think about a recalibration of a whole range of human rights that are playing out online, from freedom of speech to the freedom to, to be free from online violence.
I love how they'll talk about collaboration efforts with regards to international communities, but if you try to do it in a local community, you're just forming a militia and you're just going to be killed by the federal government.
Yeah, collaboration, by which we mean one standard imposed on everybody everywhere.
These people, what's most irritating about this, the most upsetting thing about this, is they actually think that they know best, not just for their home or even for their country, but for the world.
Oh yeah, and this is this is exactly the issue. And it's what happens when you think that rights are merely human creations. It's something we all got together and we decided, we invented, we agreed upon it, rather than something that is natural and that is inherent to your humanity. Because if rights are simply just a human invention, we humans can get together and just redefine them. And there's nothing really wrong with that. If your rights are simply what those in power say they are and nothing more, nothing pre-exists that determination, pre-exists their power, well, there's no problem with the powerful just taking those things away. And those powerful people like this will feel perfectly justified in doing it because it's just a thing that we all decided, so who cares? It's their power that makes rights, not the natural order of the world. This is where the concept of natural rights is so important.